guys, it's Alté Ldn Podcast again. We're back again for our next installment.
We back and we better.
We're back, exactly. We're back and we're better and we're stronger. This obviously it's been a little bit heavy recently. We haven't actually recorded for a while, so the last episode that you actually got was something that we recorded maybe a couple of weeks ago. But we're back, we're refreshed, we're ready to go. And we're here to talk to you today about our university experiences.
Yeah, uni. What a time. What a crazy ass time.
What a time.
It's actually mad.
So if you don't know, we are 20 years old. So I mean, like, you
know what? I'm actually so happy you did that because I was like, wow, she actually really gonna say her age. Like,
you were quite like, sorry, what? You
don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
I would never.
But we are the same age, guys. For those that want to know,
we are the same age.
I feel like to say that I'm a lot older than her, but I'm not. So
well, I mean, well.
Don't do me like that. Just don't do me. Don't do me like that.
So with that age, we'll let you guess what age it is. If you already know, keep your mouth closed. No one needs to know business. No one needs to know the business.
It's not time for baiting. It's not time for baiting.
Exactly. But university was obviously like a while ago, but the memories are still very vivid.
Yes, I agree.
I can remember a lot of times. So like, whereabouts did you go to uni? So obviously you don't want to say the location. We don't want to say what uni is. Where did you go? Was it like London? Was it,
I mean, you probably shouldn't say what uni because you've been doing your activism shit recently, so boy. Calling people out and shit. Yeah, so actually, well, interestingly enough, I went to uni for like twice, technically. So I went to uni outside of London in the Midlands for 1 year, dropped out, and then I then came back and then started uni again in London. So those two experiences were both quite different, to be honest with you. So my first experience, I was literally 18, and it was crazy, like, you know, moving away from homesick. I wasn't really homesick like ever, but it was just like a lot to handle, just like working out what the fuck you're gonna do. Also the whole money situation like was actually a myth. Like, fam, when I tell you overdrafts, we have to even give a section to overdrafts.
Oh, the overdrafts.
Overdrafts. You banks, yeah, you're setting up people to fail. I'm not even gonna lie.
Exactly.
You man are
and I think they know because they're like, oh, they're young, they don't know what they're doing, and exactly, you're correct.
You man are setting up to fail. How am I working? Been working for 5+ years and I'm only just paying off my overdraft. Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? Because every year they come like, oh, do you want to extend it by 500?
Exactly. Like, fam, that's free money. I went ASOS. Me and ASOS, we had a good time together.
Best friends.
I got new crepes, new clothes, man. I was garmed out with the overdraft. I was like £750 Are you joking? Are you actually joking?
And the thing is, like, the way I would personally play with money is actually disgusting. So I go in Topshop, spend about like 150, 200, but do you know what? That's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually not that bad.
It was casual.
I was like, I got my student loan.
Casual.
It's fine.
Loan dropped.
I would never spend that much money at one time now.
Loan dropped. Overdraft dropped.
The loan drop was beautiful.
Overdraft. I mean, it wasn't beautiful for me, but you know, loan dropped, and then basically that was all taken away of my accommodation. And then my parents had to give money for me on top of because I got like the very basic, so I wasn't means tested or anything. So literally, like, my loan was like what, 3k, and my accommodation was 4,290 or something like that. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. So my parents had to like top up my money for my accommodation, and then it was like, rah, like, a nigga needs money to spend, fam. So like, then obviously my parents would give me like money here and there and that, but I was in catered accommodation, so to be fair, I had all my meals. So really,
catered accommodation.
Yeah,
that's so
I was in catered. So like, to be fair, I didn't actually really like. I need money to live in it, like go out and stuff, but I always knew like I could eat in it. So like, and then basically, I found out about overdrafts. I said, yeah, cool. So then I took out 750 one day. I was gassed. I was like, oh my days, I'm so rich. Then that extended to 1k. I extended to 250, 1.5.
Yeah,
it was a myth. Like, and then like, and all I had to say for it was a jacket and some shoes and some trousers. That it's mad, like,
that you don't even wear now. So it's like, what was the point? There's literally no point. I'm telling you.
And then it's like, it got to a point where like, so I was catered accommodation, but on weekends we didn't get fees. But not to add though, to be honest with you, like, what if I'm hungry outside of breakfast and dinner? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then like
no food at the weekend, that doesn't make any sense.
So basically it got to a point where I was actually having to holler at my mum and be like, yo Flo, like can you I just better her name out, anyway it's fine. I used to holler at my mum and be like, yo, can you just like send me some pee? I'm literally walking to Sainsbury's now. So by the time I get to Sainsbury's, hopefully it'll be my account. So
yeah, the money. Oh, those ones. Me and my friend were literally talking about those times the other day. So like, I'll be in the same situation where I'd like just rinse out all my overdraft, would have no money, and I text mum and be like, oh, like mum, like please, like I need to go out tonight. She's like, you don't need to go anywhere. I'm like, no, mum, please, like all the girls going out, please. And she'd be like, fine. I was like, she's like, how much do you want? And I tried to be like really kind. I'd be like, oh, £20, and like really I'd wanted like 50. My mum was actually always nice, so she would always be like, all right, fine, here's 40. I'll be like, oh, thank you. So, like, I know she'd always got like an extra little. I was spoiled, man. I'm not even gonna lie, I was spoiled at uni. So I was like, thank you. Then I go and tell all the girls like, I've got the money. They're like, yes, get the bottles of wine. Everyone be like, yes, you're gonna take us out. Because like whoever didn't have any money, that would be their response. Whoever didn't have any money, you'd have to find someone in the group to like call their mum and then get the money. Because we always used to like back each other. So
that's nice though.
Whoever didn't have any money, so it was
supportive.
nice. Yeah,
it's
we
a supportive
group. Sub each other. It was good. But like at my uni, we didn't actually have like a halls. It was really weird. So like I went to a uni in Brighton, and we were actually a part of the University of Sussex. So I can tell you that. I'm not going to say what uni I went to. But yeah, we were part of the University of Sussex. So like we didn't have our own campus, but we could if you wanted to stay at Sussex.
That's quite far though, isn't
it? It's so far. So it was literally like what, an hour or like an hour by bus to go from uni to like there. So there was I just didn't want to do that, and it was just far out. Yeah. And like you're on different courses, there was no point. But yeah, you could choose to stay there, but the campus halls that you could choose from there, because you weren't actually a resident, like they were just nasty. So I said no. And then there was some halls there was some like accommodation in town, and they were just disgusting as well. These nasty, grotty, like nasty student houses. So like there was mold. Because it's Brighton, it's just every house mold. Whole walls mold. It's just nasty. But you were paying like £350 rent, so you're like, do you know what? You can take what you get.
Yeah, I hear that.
But yeah, that's what we did. But we could use the library in Sussex, which was really nice. That was cool. But yeah, I actually got the full loan because I only live with my mum. So they only consider who you're living with, even if you've got two parents that are like in your life. Yeah, so it's a house salary. So I was lucky. So I got the full loan. I got the full grant.
Them man that got the full shit, they were living life. Like I knew a girl that was getting 10k.
I didn't have to work.
I knew a girl that was getting 10k between loan and grant. She was getting 10k. Because the maximum loan is actually like 5k.
Oh no, it was.
And then the maximum grant is like 5k. She was getting 10k. This girl was a smoker. She was buying 20 cigarettes a day. She was buying bare. We used to go out every day, new outfit. Every weekend, I'm not gonna lie to you though, them weekends when I was out of London, I can tell you where I was in Coventry. Them weekends were live. Like the clubs, oh my days, like live.
I wish I
witnessed a lot of fights, witnessed some like them German ones. We used to go to the club, so every weekend there was a club. There was like everyone knew that you go to, I think it was called Impulse on Fridays, Igloo on Saturdays, and then Sunday you'd be chilling, or someone's gonna have like a ships or like a drink up or house party or whatever. And like literally we'd go to Impulse on Fridays, get back, chill in my friend's room, and then we'd wait for the pictures to be uploaded onto Facebook, and then we'd be like, oh my days, do you see him, he was so buff. Oh my days, do you see him, like, oh he was so paying, like, oh my days, like, oh yeah, he was looking at me, oh yeah, I danced with him. Like we were so fucking sad, like we were so fucking sad, but it was just crazy. And I had this crush on this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm not gonna lie, like I was doing OTT. I was doing OTT, dropping to the ground at all sorts. When he used to look in my direction, it was peak. But yeah.
But the clubs in Brighton, they're so different. I feel like they're so different to the ones in London, and I wish I did experience more of the London ones, because like when I moved back home after Brighton, I didn't know anything. I was like, oh yeah, do you want to go out? I'd be like, you literally have to tell me, so I don't know anything about London clubs. But like Brighton clubs are like for the lads. That's one of them. Like, oh, it's if you go, because there's different types of clubs in Brighton.
Right.
So the bait ones are all on the seafront. So they're the ones with like the lads and like the girls who like it can be like -2 outside and they're out in like mini dresses, no like no coat, nothing.
Listen, it's
and
not just Brighton,
fam.
Listen, it's everywhere.
Everyone does it. Yeah, it's everywhere. But I never saw that because I'm a person who always has to take their coat. I'm sorry, I don't care how it looks. I'll put my coat in the cloakroom. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, the girls would be outside and like just cold. But yeah, there was this club called Coalition. I think it's still going now, and they do this night called Trash Mondays, and it was literally like, as it sounds, just like
trashy.
a nasty night. And like all the Brighton uni kids were in there, all of the Sussex kids were in there, and like yeah, just mess. People were like doing activities with each other in the corner. Like people were just up to stuff.
But Joel, we should talk about that actually, because would you say that those clubs are kind of predominantly like of the Caucasian persuasion?
They were.
Okay.
And people like to do things with their hands.
Right, cool. Because the clubs that I was referring to when I was out of London, Coventry, were like straight niggas, straight black people.
Is it? And no, there was one night, there was one club called Honey Club, and it got shut down, and I was so fucking pissed off. But yeah, like that was where all the black people came out, and like they did this one night Afrobeat / like hip hop R&B night, and it was the sickest night, and that's when all the black people from Sussex came out. And it was so good. But everything else, yeah, it was just mainly white people.
Yeah, literally, because that's interesting, because these times there now at the clubs that I was going to in Coventry, like people were doing up like let's bust a good wine, let's show them that our back can do bits and that. So but yeah, you barely see anyone like not even really kissing, to be honest with you, like really? And I think it's quite interesting, like but think about it though, like that's not really what we do. Like we'll give you good wine, like we'll give you good wine. Yeah, you might see 1 or 2 people doing bits, but it's not really that common. And I feel like when people do it, it's like in the corner, like they'll be doing their own thing, or maybe they'll be sitting down in like a section or whatever. And I think that's quite interesting, like the differences in like society.
No, definitely. Like it was all a culture shock for me. It's with that as well as the drugs. Obviously I'm from London, and like the biggest drug everyone would do was like smoke weed. So that was just like casual. I'd be smelling it all the time. Yeah. But then going to Brighton, the first house party I went to, and like one of my friends one of the girls who are actually still friends with me now, like when I first met her, she was in the corner like shaking, and I was like, are you okay? And I was like, maybe she's just cold. Like, I was like, maybe she's just cold. She was like, oh, I've just done loads of cat. It's all right though, it's fine. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, are you okay? She's like, it's fine, don't worry. She's like, do you want some? I'm like, no. I was like, do you know, I'm good. I'm actually good. But that was like my first experience of drugs. People are like that, because we used to have this place called King's Mansions, and that was literally opposite where all those clubs are on the seafront. Yeah. And it was a house where all of the my uni people used to live, and it was just this nasty mashup house, just this big like it had like maybe like 4 floors. All the floors were like bouncy because they were like so weak. Oh my gosh. And like when the parties went there, the floors were literally bouncing. No, I'm actually shook. That sounds like a demon party. I'm not even lying. And like so like yeah, that was like that. And then people were doing like coke on the tables, people were doing ketamine, people were doing MDMA. It was just like all that sort of stuff. And like I remember like after one of the parties, one of the boys was like in their friend's room or something, and they heard this like crash, and they were like, what the fuck? Then he ran back in his room, and the ceiling was on his bed, so the floor eventually did cave in because of all the people coming in. The house was mashed up, and I was actually going to live there as well, so that's actually the scary thing about it. But yeah, that house was mashed up, and it's still going today. I don't know how. That's actually crazy.
That's actually crazy. Talking of drugs as well, so I guess I've got 2 experiences of that, because as you know, yeah, as you said, like weed and that, like being from London, that's what you tend to see or whatever, especially from the areas, being in South and whatever. And also for me, you know, traditionally I'll say like most like the black people I'm around, that that's sort of the most they do, like weed, right? And then like when I was in Coventry, like, you know, see me, I like to integrate. So, you know, I'll be out with my, you know, my black people. However, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to see the other side, innit? So I used to go out, and like we used to go to Birmingham to go to like big clubs like Gatecrasher or like Oceana. And so one night, like one night we went to I think it was Gatecrasher. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Gatecrasher. And it was like a big group of people, and they decided to do Meow Meow, which is rather interesting. It's a kind of version of like ketamine, I guess. Or actually,
it's like MD.
I think it's like MD, I think, actually. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like it was kind of calm. Like it was kind of calm. Like people just doing up hyper, but it was calm. But then versus now in London, when I was I won't say what uni I was at, but yeah, I was at a university in London. And what's interesting about that is that where the university is a lot of culture, and so doesn't lend to the harder hitting drugs. However, I think the problem with the London universities, and you can let me know what you think, is that often a lot of people, especially the fact we've always spoken about the fact that we studied music, or maybe we haven't, but yeah, we both studied music. So a lot of people come to uni in London really just to try and make it in the music industry, not really to actually study.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, like, you can imagine the kinds of people that, you know, come to uni. And so a lot of people were from outside of London, like little villages in Somerset and Somerset and you know, from the north, or like, you know, deep into Surrey and stuff like that. And so they really just weren't about this life. So whereas like I've been seeing shit my whole life, being like, I'm from London, like these guys came and they thought they could hang. So I would say out of like my course, there was probably about 100 people in my course, maybe only 10 of us were actually from London. Everyone else was from outside London. And so it was quite bad, because to be honest with you, like a few of the people that, you know, were from London, like a few of the people I was cool with, like they've been doing drugs. Like it's not really a big deal. Like they've been doing coke, they've been doing, like, they were like, I had a friend who was very much a functioning coke addict, like, right. And when I say functioning, like he was at all lectures, fam, but he was getting skinny and his bridge was becoming a little bit interesting. So oh my
god, it's like, what's that woman from East End?
Who lost her, she played Sam what's her name?
No, she lost her fucking nose bridge.
Sam Mitchell, that's it. But so you know, he was very much a functioning coke addict, and there was people from outside London who were from Somerset and Wales who thought they could hang, they thought they could do it. These times they're doing up MDMA on a casual thing, like it was mad. And then so much so that there was one of the guys in my year who basically by the end of first time in second year had to leave, go home, get clean, come back and restart the year again.
Like, there was crazy. I think it has to be a thing with like music though, because there were people like that. I don't think anyone actually had to go home, but there were people who were actually like really heavily addicted to drugs during their time at university. So yeah, that stuff's sad. Like I think it's definitely a common thing with music, and like I know especially in Brighton that is like a big problem.
But I think the thing is as well, I agree, but the thing is, like, you know, again, but although Brighton is not as big of a city as London, you know, people are coming from all over the gaff to come to Brighton, and it's like you're not used to that city life, and especially, you know, from like to London as well,
these people from like small
proper small towns, like I'm hearing places I ain't never heard before, like in Gloucestershire and shit like that. Like I'm literally like hearing places that I ain't never heard of before, and you man are coming here and you're like, I'm on this thing. And like these times there, like my guys here from London have been doing this, like a few of them are from like, you know, quite popular sort of performing arts schools in London, and so they've been about this life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's true. That's actually a funny story though. This can maybe lead into a new segment, but like another accommodation story of mine in Brighton. There was actually this house that we lived in. It was one of the nastiest houses I lived in, but it was a 6-bedroom house.
All your houses are nasty, bro. I'm not even a front, like,
they're all disgusting. They're all disgusting. So yeah, there was like 6-bedroom house, and there was this kid who'd like, he was maybe a year younger than us, or like if not the same age or whatever. And he was like, I've never done anything, I've never like drank. He was just innocent, like he'd never done anything. So obviously us being 18, we're like, we're gonna get you fucked, we're gonna go out, like you're gonna drink. He was like, okay. So we're like, allow it. Yeah, exactly. So we went out to one of the pubs, and there was like a house party that was gonna be happening. So we're like, right, cool, we're gonna do pre-drinks. If you're from Brighton, you know about Pav Tav, like Bang Bang Pav Tav. It's just been shut down, but yeah, it was a nasty dirty pub that smelled like weed, but it was like good drinks. It was cheap. We always went there before house parties, but yeah, we went to go pre-drinks in Pav Tav, and like we were getting him like double JD and Coke, we were getting him like tequila, everything, and then like he was sitting there and he was just smiling. We're like, oh, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he was just quiet, and he had that look in his face, and you know that look when like and he was like starting to like just like move forward like in that sort of conversion sort of way. And I was like, you're not, and I was like, you okay? And he wouldn't say anything, and then I just picked up my bag and like moved my chair back, and he just threw up.
See, I can't. This is what I can't. And this is what I'm saying to you. Man are coming doing up the OTT, like, listen.
And we were like, oh no, we didn't know it would go this way. And then obviously we got kicked out. He had to go home. And in that stage, like, you're just selfish, and we're like, oh, you're going home, oh, that's sad, I'm still gonna go to the house party, sorry. So we left.
So no, actually, Joe, we should talk about though.
We got him home. Yeah.
You got him home, sorry.
He got him.
Good.
We put him in a taxi, but we're like, we're gonna go.
No, you man out of
and then like another time, the next time he went out, we're like, look, you gotta take it easy this time, yeah. And he's like, I will, well, fine. I'm not gonna drink. So then this was a house party. This was a Halloween house party where they used to do like with 2 joint houses. So like, you would be able to go over from like one wall to the next, and then they'd be having like whatever going in the house, and then you could just jump over the wall again and then come back. But yeah, it was like a joint house party. We lost him for time in the house. Came back and found him. He just done loads of MDMA.
Oh,
we're like, look, you can't go from like one thing to the next. You said no drinking, bro. Now you're doing all the drugs. He was just...
Come on, bro.
So yeah, that we corrupted this kid, and then like
you should feel great about that.
And then I know, but then I feel bad also because I think he was having a hard time at uni generally, and
it's hard, and that's what happens. Like people fall into like doing these really bad things. That's the thing. Like the worst thing you can do when you go to uni is like start doing like drugs and shit by yourself. Like honestly, like the worst thing you can do.
But I think
because like when you do that, he was a quiet
kid, so I think he was. Yeah, he was having a hard time at uni. I don't think he was making friends and stuff. So yeah.
Listen, uni is hard as fuck, yo. Like it can be really hard.
It's so
like
isolating.
it can be really hard. Like if you, and also I think as well, like you go in with like the idea that like, you know, everyone makes a group of like everyone, you know, gets a group of friends, and that's just not the case. Like, and that's okay.
People are so different.
Right, exactly. Like first time I went to uni, I guess you could say I was in somewhat of a group, if you like. Not really, but kind of, sort of. And then, but the second time, no, I definitely wasn't. So, like, I mean, I don't know if it's because I was in London though, because I didn't really try very hard because I was living at home, and to be honest with you, I didn't give a fuck. But
that's the thing.
I got some really great friends out of it. But yeah. I wasn't really.
That's kind of the attitude that I went to Brighton with in my first year, and then like it just didn't. I was like, I've got friends anyway, it's fine. If it doesn't work out, I've got friends, whatever. But yeah, I got there, then like I met this like group of girls. I was actually talking about this the other day, but I met this group of girls, and like we'd hung out for maybe like the first couple of weeks. They were these white girls, and the thing is like being the only black girl in uni. That is like, it's a very difficult thing.
It's very hard.
So yeah, it's hard, man. So there's like me and like 3 other black people in the whole of my year. So yeah, I was friends with these like white girls, and then like they were all hanging out. All of a sudden they just stopped contact, didn't hear from them really, and it was just weird, and like I was like isolated for the first year, and then like luckily like towards the end of my first year, I met like my friend who's like one of my like best good friends now. Who actually does a podcast. Shout out to Killer Track. Shout out. And like literally, if it wasn't for her, because she was another black girl, if it was not for her, I would not have made it through uni. And like we found each other, we were like, oh my god, and we were into the same things. We're like, yeah, and it was just a great moment. And then she introduced me to all her friends. Oh, that's nice. And like, yeah, that was lucky.
It is. It's very difficult, people. I want to get back to something that you were talking about, which is the one thing I learned at uni, like sort of like important lessons. This could be like another segment if you like, but like, don't mix. Well, be careful when mixing weed and drinking. Listen, a great story. So probably the first. So I actually only tried weed for the first time when I was at uni, for the first time. So, and it was like quite a weird experience. Now, you know, I like to enjoy myself, but yeah, that was like the first time I tried it. Anyway, so toward the end of the year, like once everyone finished exams and course, like everyone was just like doing bits. Like it was so fun, so fun, and it was like we went to like quite a lot of parties and stuff like that, and one night we went to just like loads and loads of different like people's halls and stuff like that, and I'm not sure how this happened, but yeah, we just end up just partaking in just lots of different activities. That sounds really bizarre, but like what I mean is like we just went to like loads of places and ate and drank and smoked. So I'm not sure in like which order. I think I drank first and smoked. I think smoking was like more toward the end of the night. And fam, when I tell you I lost my memory, I ended up on a park bench sleeping outside of my accommodation. And it was like my friend who I was with, like she thought she had like alcohol poisoning, Like, it was crazy. What we ended up finding out though is that the type of weed we were smoking was, I think it's called White Widow, so it had like cocaine crystals on it. Ooh. And yeah, so we were just like, okay, shit, someone is trying to fuck shit up. Like, I don't fuck with that shit. Listen, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm an advocate of no hard fucking drugs, okay? I'm not with the shits. I've never done it. I've seen it destroy people's lives. Like, I really have. Like, in my second experience at uni in London, like, I really saw it destroy people's lives, people that I care about, people that I liked. I saw it destroy their lives. I saw it, how it changed them, and even once they overcame it, they were never the same again. And so I really don't fuck with it at all. But yeah, like, honestly guys, be careful. Let us know, do you have any stories about drugs at uni or mixing drugs and alcohol? Like, let us know, because that shit is funny as fuck. But yeah,
I think I started smoking like more towards the end of my uni. But like, yeah, I've definitely like mixed, and like it's I think for me it's like wine. If you drink wine and then you smoke, you're gonna vomit. Like, you're definitely gonna vomit.
I mean,
so like, I don't recommend that for me, that I will vomit.
I mean, guys, let's just put this in context.
Too much wine.
Our girl Afia is, I mean, her tolerance levels for alcohol are very
it's quite low. Well, actually now it's very low. Back then, mate, I was doing like 2 bottles of wine, and
really
2 bottles of wine.
I'm actually so surprised. I mean,
I could drink. My tolerance has gone down. Literally, for me, 1 glass and I'm finished. Now 1 glass, I'm finished. But no, back then I used to be like double Jack and Coke, and then I'd be like, yes, onto the bottles of wine, yes, onto the tequila shots, onto Jägermeister. Like, I'll be doing that all in a night, and like, I may or may not be sick, and then I'd wake up fine the next day. Like, that was just a casual night.
That's
for me.
crazy. I mean, the other day,
it was madness.
I mean, yeah, true. The other month though, we were on like Afia and I attended like a online party for our friend. And
do you know what? I was finished.
Listen, like, I swear, you only had 2 glasses.
I had 2 glasses. I had 2 large glasses. So like, yeah, 75 ml, whatever it is, 250 ml, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I was finished. Next day I had a headache. What is this?
No, honestly.
Guys, when you pass a certain age,
yeah, but also she's fake with it though, because she started drinking water and didn't even tell anyone. Like, she was just casually, like, it was ridiculous. Whereas like, I was still drinking gin, like, and anyone who knows that I fuck up the gin, fuck it up. So like, I was drinking.
I mean, you fuck up all the drinks, Charlie, and like, that's. No, you can drink though, honestly. Like, it's impressive. I don't know how this girl, we went out for cocktails, yeah. This girl, 10, was it 10, 12?
It was actually 12.
I don't know how much did. Yeah, so 12 cocktails. I did 6 and I thought I was going to vomit. She did 12. I don't understand. And you were still standing? I don't understand.
I went to another party.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the first time. Yeah, the second time you were worse. The second time.
Oh my god, the first time was just. Yeah, I couldn't. We were supposed to go to my party the first time. I couldn't even make it. No, honestly, like, alcohol. I think it's really, honestly, my parents' influence. Like, they definitely were giving me like straight liquor from when I was younger. So I think, and you know, I think that's what really helped me. But yeah, we've had some, honestly, some mad ass nights in recent history. And yeah, honestly, guys, I can't wait for the bars to open up again so we can go and fuck shit up again, man.
Yeah, I know. So we can go, what? Nah, people are gonna actually like go mad, especially if we get let out when the weather's still nice as well. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
I know, right?
That's one thing I miss about like this weather though, especially like from being in Brighton in the summer is literally the sickest time, because literally everything is going on till like late. So you can, even if nothing's going on, you can just go down to the beach. Hi guys, we actually just had technical difficulties. So we actually lost connection. I was starting back from where we were. So yeah.
Listen, it happens with real.
Exactly, this is real life. But no, what I was saying is like, yeah, Brighton is the best in the summer, especially like at uni times. I remember like we used to go to the gay club. There was a gay club called Revenge, and then like one of my friend was like, what's the name for it? It's basically someone who like sorts out the drinks for the clubs. I can't promote some sort of something like that. But he worked for like Vodka Revolution or something like that. No, wait,
that's live.
I don't remember. It was some alcohol anyway. He worked for them. He was like, I'll get you drinks all night. So we were like drinking all night. Left the club at 4 a.m. because it was summer, so it was still like it was getting light at that time. Left the club at 4 a.m. Went to Burger King. Got home at like 6 a.m. and like you could just be roaming the streets and it'll be warm and like people are still out. People are like, how are you doing?
Do you know
like
what?
it's just good vibes. And then there was another time we went to a club night and we left. I think the club like shut maybe like 1 or 2. We're like, no, we don't want to go home yet. So we just got some drinks, went to the beach. Like that's the thing I miss about Brighton. Just the night finishing and you can just know you could go to the beach with your friends and keep drinking and like no one's gonna kick you off. So kick you out.
You know, I don't fuck with beaches, but I feel you.
Well, them hard ass pebbles on the thing. When you're drunk, you don't care though. But yeah, them hard ass pebbles are not the
one. Facts. I do like looking out at the ocean.
Oh yeah,
it's
so nice.
I will say that. Like I find it really, really, yeah. But I like doing that like a nicer country.
Yeah, I know the UK is true. Actually, do you know what? It was not. There was a time when me and my friend were like depressed about our jobs, and we were like, oh my gosh, should we meet? Let's get some drinks and go to the beach. And we just sat and like looked out onto the sea and just started crying. It was so pathetic.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually
funny. It was so funny.
That's kind of life though. No, that's actually kind of, I would actually
we're
so
do
badly
so
do
much
that.
Better. We've got to get better jobs, and we were just crying. It was so funny. But it was nice though. Like it was just nice that you could do that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I feel like I was going to say, there's something you said that I wanted to say, which was, yes, summertime, fam. So, again, when I was outside London, like, it was, actually, I had 2 great experiences. So, one, when I was outside London, it was like, yeah, everyone finished, like, exams, everything, like, everyone was just out and about, like, you go chicken shop, it was live, like, you used to go to I'm telling you, you used to go Sainsbury's, it was fucking live, like, everyone was living their best fucking life, yeah, and it was, like, the end of, and they had, like, the ACS, like, like, dance dinner dancing. I didn't actually go to it, but they had like there was like an after party, and at the after party we had fucking Sneakbo come. I was so gassed, yeah, because I fucking love Sneakbo. Sneak to the bowl, she's well known, I bang bang, and I said it was everyone was there. Like, do you know ones where you go in and just like, oh my god, do you see him? Like, it was mad. Like, everyone was there. It was such a fucking vibe. And then obviously what happens, people got into fights and it was just like we got kicked out. But like, it was so live. And then, but contrastingly though, when in London, so I guess like the people on the course who like were like the sort of social organisers or whatever, they organised for everyone to go to, I think it's called Fire. It's in Vauxhall.
I love Fire. I actually love Fire.
Do you?
I went to like one of the funnest.
Very interesting.
It was good.
Okay, well, yeah. So it's under one of the arches at Vauxhall, and yeah, it was alright. It was okay. It was cool. It was okay. Like
yeah, good.
I mean, it was bare people there. Pack up, you know how it goes. I mean, and then yeah, there was like everyone was doing like MD, and so this girl on my course came up to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, my god, I'm so feeling right now." I was just like, you need to get your shit together. Like, what's wrong with you? So I don't like it when you do your drugs. Yeah, don't act a fool. I don't like it. I actually don't like it. Don't act a fool. But yeah, everyone was there. It was so live. And then like we left at like 5 a.m. Then we got on the bus to my friend's house, and then we chilled there. And then they had some like weird concoction of drugs called, it was just called like a number of letters. Like, it was just a science experiment. I'm not sure what it was. He had like a big bag of it, and they were doing weird stuff. And I was just like, you man can do that by yourself.
No, you know,
because I'm not gonna lie. If you can't even tell me what I'm taking, if you can't even tell me what I'm gonna take, then why am I gonna take it? It don't make sense.
People love that sort of shit.
It doesn't make sense.
But like one thing you said that was interesting, there was like people coming to perform, because I can remember a few like performers who came down.
Telling you,
we used to have mainly things like, it was like drum and bass, because obviously it's fucking Brighton. So like do you remember what they called? And they did the song that goes, put on those shades, a wave to yesterday, the sun that hurts my eyes. Do you remember them? Do you remember them?
I've never heard that song.
So they were like, I literally cannot remember the name, but yeah, anyway, they came. We had the 2 girls from Big Brothers come, so they were cool. They came to the gay club.
Oh, that well, you know, I'm actually I'm friends with.
Yeah, low-key, we're friends.
We're friends with JB.
We actually met him, guys. Like, literally, he was like, send me your music. Yeah, he was telling us the life story.
Listen, and I'm not gonna front, yeah, like we performed the Big Bro song together.
Did. They actually performed, they did actually perform the Big Bro song. So shout out to JP.
That was a moment. Shout out to you, man. Your life. He's a very nice guy.
And then we had like X Factor people. So it was like Misha B. I don't know. And it was funny because like my friend.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I remember her.
But this is my friend again who I met second year. So like some, obviously, you know, white people, they act ignorant. They're like, are you Misha B? And she was like, yes, I'm Misha B. And they were like, oh my gosh, like, and they were treating, everyone's like, it's Misha B, it's Misha B. And they were coming, and I think they wanted to take photos of her. It was just funny because she was just taking the piss and like, yes, it's me, I'm Misha B. And like, everyone believed it. But it was just funny. I just, no. But yeah, Misha.
Some people, man. But we be hearing that, trust me. They're like,
but that was a funny
man,
time.
Summertime at uni is actually very nice. I'm not even lying. Like, you just feel free. Like, you've got this free money. You're chilling. Like, it's just very freeing. And like, it's very great. I'm not even lying.
3 months off or something ridiculous like that. You had time.
Fam, I was done by June. We didn't enter back until October. July, August, like literally like almost 4 months off. It was so fucking magical. Like, after my final year, I had the best fucking time until
I wasn't working.
Until I started employment.
No.
Nor was I. I went on holiday. I went on 3 holidays after my final performance. The following week, I went to south of France, to Monte Carlo.
All right.
We did it up big.
All right.
I know. Then I went to Amsterdam, and then I went to Barcelona.
You had money.
All fucking amazing holiday.
Do you know where I was going?
I don't know how, though. I don't actually know
Charlene,
how.
I was taking the bus up to this place called Devil's Dyke, okay? That's as far as I could go. 20 minutes. It's called Devil's Dyke. It's basically like a viewpoint. So it's just like a big like country thing. That's where I was affording, okay? £2.50 on the bus. I was going there. I was like, yes, this is my summer sorted. But something that we actually haven't spoken about is housemates. So did you have like any like problematic or like nasty housemates? Like, can you think of? So
the thing is, so in first year we were in like we had our own rooms basically with like a sink basin and stuff like that, and we had to share a bathroom. Like every few rooms had to share a bathroom, but the way it was set out, it was just like one long corridor, and then like every like 6 rooms there's a bathroom, every 6 rooms. So it wasn't like a self-contained flat, therefore I didn't really have housemates. And I had friends that lived in the hall. Shouts out to you.
Yeah, man, because you like.
I know. Christian, you better be listening. But yeah, I had friends that lived in the halls, so I just used to go up to their rooms or whatever. But yeah, so I didn't really to be honest, I never actually met my next door neighbours. I'm not even lying. I didn't know who they were. Yeah, because we all had different schedules. We never crossed paths when it came to shower time. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but they literally must have put us like people with like people that were not on their course. So like our schedules just never actually crossed. Therefore I literally never went to the bathroom and had a problem with washing. Like it was surprising, in the whole year I was there, I never went to the bathroom and had a problem with washing.
Well, I mean,
and
time sounds nice. My time was not nice. I mean, I met great people, but it was just time. So there was basically, in that house again, that 6-bedroom house, which was just a traumatic house. Yeah. There was this one guy, like, he wasn't like horrible or anything, but his habits were disgusting. So basically, he would never wash up any of his dishes. And then we left.
Listen, I'm not here for
this. We left for Christmas. He had this bowl of pasta that like he'd eaten the pasta and like it was all like crusted and whatever. So he left the bowl of pasta. So Christmas holiday was like what, 3-4 weeks. We come back. The bowl is still there. Charlene, did he not cook a meal and put it in the same bowl? I was like,
no.
I was like,
this is other shit I don't fuck with. Like, I don't understand. Like, did not get like home training? Like, did you man actually not get like you man have not experienced when you haven't washed the dishes and your mum comes and puts them on your bed?
Exactly. You haven't experienced that.
And this is the problem. Like, you man need to actually start governing your children differently in it, because you man haven't experienced when you leave stuff. Yeah, my mum just comes and drops it on my bed. These times there, she'll empty water on my bed. She'll start banging. She'll start banging pans in my ear, but
then passive aggressive.
Like, it's not gonna run.
My mum would come and like, you know them ones when your mum would put on the music loud on Sunday, you're like, fuck's sake, I'll get up and cleaning day.
Like, what do you mean?
It's
like
9 o'clock in the morning Sunday, you're like, fuck's sake, them ones.
No, I'm tired of it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you. You man need to do better, because it's like, disgusting. I'm sorry, you need to do better. It don't make sense.
So yeah, he
doesn't make sense. And the thing is,
he did that.
It's mad.
And like there was another housemate, and that same house again. So this wasn't, he was just like literally a psychopath. So this guy, he was like from Ireland, and like it was weird because when we moved in, he was the only one left from the people who lived there before. So first of all, that was weird. We're like, okay, why is everyone left and you haven't left? He was like, we just didn't get along. We were like, right, okay. So that was weird anyway.
But that can happen though. Let's be clear. That can happen. Like, sometimes you have people you're friends with and you can't live with friends.
But now what we know about him, it makes sense. Why do people leave? So like, yeah, that was weird anyway. And then like things would happen in the house, like food would be like disappearing. Like there was one time where I actually saw him because we had it in our head like, oh, like our cereal was like going down. Like sometimes I go downstairs and like my cereal would be like all over the counter, and I'm like, I'd never leave mess like that, so I know it's not me. And there was one time he was talking with me, and like he took one of my housemates' milk out the fridge, poured it in his cereal, went to the sink, filled it up with water, and put it back in the fridge. And I was like, wait, what are you doing?
Wait, are you actually
what
insane?
Are you doing? And then we had a house conversation, and like we were like, look, like we know someone's stealing our food, because we're not trying to at him, but like I literally saw you steal people's food. So we're like, look, we know people are stealing food, we're all in the same position, we haven't got money, so like don't steal people's food basically. And then he was like, I know it's disgusting, I can't believe people would do that. And I was like, no. I was like, no, you're chatting shit.
You're finished.
And then like, so that was one thing. And then there was like another situation where like, because one of my other housemates, like, yeah, he was funny. He was like a ladies' man, so he'd always be bringing back girls or whatever. And I think the guy downstairs, the guy who was weird, like would get quite jealous of that fact. And like there was a girl who came, and like what he'd done is like, she came downstairs, she's like, where are my shoes? Like I left my shoes down there, and like the guy who was sleeping with her, he's like, oh, I don't know. So she left without her shoes, and then the guy came out, was like, oh yeah, I've hidden like everyone's shoes just because I thought it'd be funny.
What?
And it was like, what? And it's so weird. And it's just so
wait.
Why did he? And she had to go with her shoes because she couldn't find her shoes. Like he was like, oh yeah, I just hid them.
Nah, that's
and it's just weird.
What?
He would just do weird things. He was a strange guy.
Can we actually talk about though? Weird. Something I didn't experience personally, but I know my sister did, is when people don't pay their bills.
Oh my god, him as well. That was him as well. I was just gonna go onto this.
We're all fucking in the same position. Don't fucking do that. Don't take the piss out. No, that shit makes me so vexed.
It's really
because I've got P and you don't. Are you mad? These times there still got to pay water bills 1 year after you fucking graduated. It's out of order. Please do not do it. If you're that person, please remove yourself from my life. I don't actually want to know you. If you've done that in the past life, don't remove yourself from my life. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not here for it. Don't ever.
That's exactly what that guy did. So like when we left, so everyone had paid up their bills, and then like the girl who was in charge of the bills, she literally had to bring her dad because he was refusing to pay it. He was like, look man, you need to pay the bills. And he was like trying to fight the girl's dad. He was like, I'm not paying no bills, I don't owe you people nothing. And I was like, no, this guy was he was tapped. The guy was tapped. So like now we understand why everyone left the house.
Did you ever meet any of his like friends and family?
Well, actually no, he would like make up really weird stories. We'd be like, oh, where are your friends? Because like everyone brings their friends over, but we never see yours. He's like, oh, like all my friends are, like models, you know, like they're not really like into like coming out. I think he was chatting shit. He was like, yeah, they're all models. He was like, yeah, one's like just come from Milan, like one's just come from here. It's like, you're chatting shit, mate. You're chatting shit.
Wow.
But like that guy was strange. A strange guy.
Nah, tapped. Do you still talk to him now? Have you seen what he's doing?
We actually had to like block him because he started like following us on like social media and like try to like he was a person who liked to taunt you, so he'd like really agitate you and say things. And like I remember there was this guy that I was like briefly seeing, and he was like, oh, that's all you like to do, isn't it? You just like to see boys. I was like, what are you talking about? This is the only boy I've ever seen in my life. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's what you like to do, I know what type of girl you are. That's what he would do. He would just like to taunt you and like for no reason just goad you. Like he was just a strange guy. But no, I don't talk to him.
Yeah, no,
like,
that is
strange.
That is very bizarre. I mean, I think this is kind of like quite a nice way to end, really. I mean, a few things we want to highlight. Listen, don't do stupidness. Listen, if you're gonna go to uni,
I think you should.
What I mean to say, but what I mean to say is like, I think definitely university is a good time to like learn and like understand and experience new things. But like some people are just doing too much. Like I don't want to be like helping you clean up your sick. I'm not here for that. Sorry. So if you're gonna do that, then understand how to clean up your own sick. Do you understand? Like I'm not. I don't know, but I know if it's not helping no one's
I'm
sick,
sorry.
Don't,
I'm really not.
Isn't it? So
I hate
these times she's not saying much, but she already knows her position on the situation.
I hate it. No, I won't be doing it.
So just, if you're gonna come and do it, just understand what you need to do in it. It's like, just understand. And then also, yeah, we don't fuck with people who don't uphold their own responsibilities. Like, if you're a housemate, like, it's out of order.
Really
just pay your bills.
The bills, man. Please.
Yeah, pay your bills, man.
Well,
and yeah, no, well, shouts out to everyone, really.
Yeah, uni. If you guys have the
you.
opportunity, obviously, like, it's not for everyone, but like, university is something that I would definitely recommend. You don't necessarily learn that much at university, but you'll get a lot of life skills, I guess. It's very character building. I'll say that in like every fucking episode, is character building. But yeah, it's very character building. Like, yeah, it's fun, man. Like, you learn a lot about yourself.
I think university experience is definitely something that I think people, if they want to, should do. Try. I think obviously there's so many different options now, that are championed aside from going to uni, and I don't think that I personally gained anything from going to uni, other than like a few like great friends. Exactly. But other than that, I mean, it's really difficult because when you're going to study like a vocational course, it's like, how do you, like, you're already a musician, do you understand? So it's like, for me, the people that are making it big now already had the skills that they already had before coming to uni. So therefore, uni didn't really add anything, to be honest, in like, for like a vocational course. So if you're doing like, art or music or something like that, it's quite hard to understand like what the benefit is of going to uni. I think for me, maybe, I guess mine was quite an academic course, so I had a lot of essay writing, so that definitely helped me in that sense, in terms of like structuring, essays and stuff like that. But just make the best of it.
Definitely. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I feel like we've missed some stories, but like, we could do it another time.
We can do
part two, because I've got a lot of stories, man.
Bear stories.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll be back.
And thanks for the support, man, as well. Like, we've been surprised, like, you man have been supporting. It's a slow grind, but it's a grind nonetheless, and we really enjoy doing it. So thank you. Also, make sure you follow us on Insta.
Yeah, never forget what we all LDN podcast on Instagram. I think it's that Alté Ldn Podcast. So follow that.
Yes.
All right, guys. See you later. Bye.
Sayonara. Bye.